Hi, Mr. Good evening. I'm Santiago Maitre, and this is my third final task. Okay, I'm going to talk about the Colmenares case. That was a famous case that happened here in Bogota. And my thesis is the economic influence in the search for the truth of the Colmenares case. Okay, to introduce the topic, we have to know that the cruel story of a young man, Luis Andres Colmenares, who died on October 31, 2010. The causes of his death in the Sun today have not been clarified, or have they? The first factor is complicity and lies. The second factor is family influence, either by money or by name, sorry. And the third and more important factor, the sadness of a family that still thirsts for justice, or for at least know the truth. To start the topic, we have to know that before getting into what the subject itself is, let's start by knowing what this work is based on in general, which is economic influence. Beyond the theoretical and what we can find on internet, the meaning of this topic is the complete opposite of a good thing. An understanding that can be seen as something positive in a country, sorry. What is aimed at is complicity, corruption, which is unfortunately is spreading day by day here in Latin America, and specifically in Colombia. Entering this event, the saying is more evident: for silver dance the monkey. Since now we will find out what it takes to have money, a reputation, and a big name in case like this. For years we have heard horrible cases of murdered people, and that their case was never solved, whether due to money issues or because it was not someone by name. What does this mean? There are certain names that are highly respected, either because of their high economic level, or because of the position they have either in a government institution or in some money circle. Now let's talk about the case. How for almost 11 years the truth was a myth, a legend, something that nobody knew, only his friends, specifically three of them, who went out to party on October 31, like any group of friends, ending the night with Luis Comenares drove in a pipe in a brewery park located here in Bogota, and with three suspects for homicide. Jesse Quintero, his girlfriend, Laura Moreno, sorry, the girl he likes, Carlos Cardenas, the Laura's boyfriend. We can deduce this at first glance as an attack of jealousy on the part of Carlos Cardenas, who, taking advantage of Luis' drunkenness, want to make a joke him, which end his life, and with a shared family. This deducing it just by watching the series called Caso Colmenares on Netflix, which ends leaving an unknown and a very great suspicion to solve the case. On the other hand, we have a report made by the newspaper this week, in which the case is deepened, reaching a conclusion that leaves everyone stunned. Whoever looks out to review the case of the young Luis Andres Colmenares without prejudice will find a pile of devastating evidence. There are all kinds of them: scientific expert opinions, account of all the witness, confession of faithful witness, the link analysis of the cell phones of the young people who shared with him on Halloween night 2010, the legal medicine opinions, the allegation in the different criminal proceedings, and the conclusion of the judge. All these elements repeat the same thing: the young Colmenares didn't die because for a homicide, but because of a painful accident. It's an uncomfortable truth that the Colmenares family and the liar Jaime Lombana reject. One of the points to take into account in this is that Laura Moreno, at that time, her father was an entrepreneur who built a company that was valued at $250 million in 2013, thus having an economic research to clear at least the name of his daughter and his. Returning to that Halloween night, according to the story of Laura Moreno and Jessica Quintero, when they saw that Luis insists on leaving Angelina away from the group, they decide to accompany him. About the conclusion, from this history we can only learn how corrupt and insensitive a person or several can be when putting themselves in the place of the other. We live in a society in which there is no equality in anything. That if something serious happens to you and you haven't money, you are literal rude or proud of any justice, of how so easy an innocent life can end without hurting anyone, of how betrayal and covering up can cause so much damage to a family. We realize that only the Colmenares family want justice for the death of their son. They only want the truth, that in the same way it will not bring Luis back. But if less his mother more calm, who was the one who suffered the most all this ordeal, in my opinion, Luis was murdered, and the hands of Luisa, under the influence of Andres and the complicity of Jesse. Since we will never know the truth or the reason for this ugly act, but we all not what we only know that at the end of the road, divine justice is the one that will do the job. Okay, teacher, that's all, and thank you for watching the video.